The president is constantly lying and spreading conspiracy theories every day. It's getting worse. I find myself wondering, what more should the press be doing to try to convey this extraordinary and uncomfortable situation? Should there be a bug in the corner of the screen that says, warning, the president is probably misleading you again? What are the answers here? Of course, he tells us to trust him about everything, right? He tells us all these lies. He spreads all these falsehoods. And then he tells us there's no collusion. Tells us he's innocent. But he's done nothing to earn your trust and everything to squander it. If the White House can't get the small stuff right, it makes you worry about the big stuff. And honestly, I think you should be worried because the president continues to spread conspiracy theories, even about hurricanes. Now, he does this to evade responsibility, to deflect blame, and to keep his fans fired up. But we in the press corps have to keep calling it out. We can't get immune to this. In discussions amongst friends and family and debates on social media, people are questioning the president's fitness. But these conversations are happening in newsrooms and TV news studios as well. Usually after the microphones are off, or after the stories are filed, after the paper's been put to bed, people's concerns and fears and questions come out. Questions that often feel out of bounds, off limits, too hot for TV. Questions like these. Is the President of the United States a racist? Is he suffering from some kind of illness? Is he fit for office? And if he's unfit, then what? These are upsetting, polarizing questions. They're uncomfortable to ask. But we in the national news media can't pretend like our readers and viewers aren't already asking. They are asking. This is how deep the country's divide has really become. When historians look back on the Trump presidency, they'll say that this was the week that something changed. Something really shifted in the conversations about the president. Uncomfortable questions moved into the mainstream in a big way. Trump's odd behavior with Vladimir Putin is compelling so many people to ask, what does Putin have on Trump? Has Trump been compromised? All of those people, those experts, those reporters, they are looking at the fact pattern and they're seeing something strange, even something sinister. Is your Twitter feed sick? These days, harassment, hate speech, and misinformation are poisoning social media. And Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey seems to know this. He's trying to cure Twitter of these ills. But how? At a rare interview at Twitter's headquarters in San Francisco, I asked him, what is the timeline for re-examining how you show follower counts or the use of the like button?
You know, we're looking and thinking about all these things right now. We've definitely had conversations about them.
But would you say, like, by the end of the year, there's going to be those fundamental changes to Twitter?
I worry about a time frame like that because we also need to take into consideration we're a small company.
The biggest story of the weekend, well, everywhere except the pro-Trump media, is that big climate change report with dire new warnings released by the Trump administration on Friday. Most of the major networks covered the report in detail. It's been a big story on cable news, except for Fox News. Instead of engaging in climate change denialism, they just ignored the problem altogether, which I would argue is another form of denialism.
And the bottom line is that, yes, she was complicit, but she was doing all this knowing that it was going to be a payoff in the end for her. And then once she got upset with him or he got upset with her or whatever happened, she decides to turn on him. She's not a friend, she's a liar, and I would say she's evil.
I hope she can respond to that at some point soon, calling her evil.
I'm sure she will.
I'm sure she will. Panel, stick around. Let's take a turn for a moment, and we'll bring the panel back later in the hour. After the break, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. Let me say, with regards to what's in the Woodward book, right? These claims about how his aides think he's a threat to the country, a threat to national security. Do you feel that that's new? Meaning, has Woodward uncovered anything new here? Or when you read the excerpts, were you kind of wondering, hey, what's the fuss? CNN is asking for a hearing today in D.C. District Court, today or tomorrow, sometime this week, to get a temporary order to get Acosta's press pass back right away. Then CNN will also seek what's called permanent relief so that this doesn't happen again in the future. In the past, The U.S. president's words had projected power and shaped global decisions. What the president said meant something. It meant a lot. But not now, not anymore. What President Trump says is so frequently false or nonsensical that his words don't have the same meaning, the same power, the same impact as past presidents. It's a shame, but it's true. Trump simply cannot be trusted.
He's easy. President Trump is an easy target.
You talked about him being an unwitting Russian asset. Jonathan Tate, you went a step further in your cover story for New York Magazine this week. We could put it on screen, I think. You talked about whether President Trump has actually been a Russian asset for decades. In fact, I've asked a Twitter spokesman, does this violate Twitter's terms of service, making this kind of threat towards North Korea? So far, no immediate comment from the company. Still waiting to hear. I think they're trying to decide if this kind of tweet, referring to a nuclear button that he knows how to use and it works, whether that actually is a violation of their terms of service. The President of the United States is the country's biggest promoter of misinformation. And he's been in an awfully chatty mood lately, super talkative, holding press conferences and Q&As, interviews and chats on Air Force One. He called into Fox News one night this week and then woke up and called in the next morning. And the result is even more pollution in the air and on the air. I wish this weren't the case. I wish the fact checkers weren't working overtime on his comments. It's usually and definitely a good thing for the press to have more access to powerful people. But with Trump, the downside of that access is he's saying so much stuff that's untrue that it sows confusion and division. That's what USA Today did by running this presidential op-ed the other day, full of distortions. And that's what Fox and Friends did by putting Trump on the phone for 46 minutes and then not correcting many of the errors. So this is a list that we made. This is all the list of his appearances since Monday. Look at how many he's done since that made-for-TV moment to swearing in Justice Kavanaugh to a number of interviews with Fox News, etc. Q&As on the South Lawn of the White House, etc. And his press tour is continuing today with his first sit-down interview on 60 Minutes since Inauguration Day.
I disagree, but I don't want to have that fight with you.
Hey,
All right,
it's
we're
okay.
gonna have another fight with you.
Leslie,
okay.
it's okay. In the meantime, I'm president and you're not.